Have you ever looked at a perfectly manicured lawn, a white picket fence, and a smiling family and thought, that's the American dream? We see it in movies, on social media, in those glossy magazine spreads. It's a picture of success, of happiness, of having it all. But what if I told you that behind that perfect picture, there's often a hidden reality? What if the real story of American life isn't always so picture perfect? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and talk about the unseen struggles that millions of people across the country face every single day. This isn't about pointing fingers or feeling down. It's about understanding, about empathy, and about realizing that we're all in this together. Let's start with something that touches almost everyone: financial pressure. You know the feeling. You work hard, you pay your bills, but it feels like you're constantly running on a treadmill, just trying to keep up. The cost of everything, from a carton of eggs to a tank of gas, seems to be climbing, while wages struggle to catch up. A recent study showed that nearly 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. Think about that. More than half the country is one unexpected car repair or medical bill away from a financial crisis. This isn't about bad choices or poor budgeting. It's the story of a teacher working a second job on weekends, a nurse picking up extra shifts, or a young graduate juggling student loan debt that feels like a mountain they'll never climb. The pressure to keep up with the Joneses is immense, but for many, the reality is just trying to keep their head above water. This constant stress, this quiet anxiety about making ends meet, is a heavy weight that so many carry in silence. Now, let us talk about something that is often even harder to see: the struggle for mental and emotional well-being. We've made great strides in talking about mental health, but a deep-seated stigma still remains. How many of us have been told to just toughen up or get over it? The truth is, life can be incredibly isolating. We might be more connected than ever through our phones, but rates of loneliness are at an all-time high. Think about the new mom, smiling in her family photos, but secretly feeling overwhelmed and alone. Or the high-achieving professional, lauded at work but battling crippling anxiety when the office lights go out. Or the elderly person whose children have moved away and whose social circle has shrunk. They might put on a brave face, but inside, they're yearning for connection, for someone to simply ask, "How are you really doing?" And wait for the honest answer. This invisible battle is fought by millions, and acknowledging it is the first step toward healing. It's okay not to be okay, and it's a sign of strength, not weakness, to reach out for help. Another hidden struggle is the time crunch, what some people call time poverty. We're all so busy. We rush from work to school pickups, to errands, to maybe, if we're lucky, squeezing in a workout or a quick dinner. But what are we losing in this constant rush? We're losing unhurried conversations with our partners. We're losing the simple joy of reading a bedtime story to our kids without one eye on our email. We're losing the time to pursue a hobby, to learn something new, or to simply sit in silence and recharge. This isn't a personal failing, it's a systemic issue. The expectation to be on 24/7, to be constantly productive, is burning us out. The American ideal of hard work is a noble one, but when does it cross the line into an unsustainable pace of life? When we're too tired to connect with the people we love most, it's a sign that something is deeply wrong. We're rich in tasks but poor in time, and that's a trade-off that can have devastating consequences on our relationships and our own well-being. Let's also consider the pressure of expectations. From a young age, we're fed a script. Get good grades, go to a good college, get a good job, get married, buy a house, have kids. It's a linear path to a specific version of success. But what if that's not your path? What if you find your passion in a trade, or in art, or in caring for a family member? What if your journey involves detours, setbacks, or a complete change of direction? The pressure to conform can be immense, leading to a feeling of failure if your life doesn't match the pre-approved template. We see curated highlight reels on social media where everyone seems to be thriving, traveling, and succeeding. It's easy to compare our messy, complicated reality to their filtered perfection and feel like we're falling short. This comparison game is a thief of joy. The truth is, there is no one-size-fits-all definition of a successful or meaningful life. A life of quiet service, of creative expression, of personal growth, these are just as valid and beautiful as the one we're often told to chase. And what about our physical health? Access to quality healthcare is a cornerstone of a thriving society, yet for many Americans, it's a source of constant worrying. The fear of getting sick isn't just about the illness itself, it's about the bill that comes after. People delay going to the doctor for a nagging pain because they're afraid of the cost. They ration life-saving medication because they can't afford the prescription. This isn't just a problem for the uninsured. Even with insurance, deductibles and copays can be crippling. This creates a two-tiered system where the ability to get and stay healthy is increasingly tied to your income. Beyond that, think about food deserts in many urban and rural areas where fresh, nutritious food is hard to come by, but fast food is on every corner. True health and wellness feel like a luxury item when they should be a basic human right. This struggle for fundamental well-being is a silent crisis happening in communities all across the nation. So, after hearing all this, you might be feeling a bit heavy. And that's understandable, but the point of this conversation isn't to despair. It's to awaken our empathy. It's to look at the person next to you in the grocery line, the barista who serves you coffee, or even the family with the perfect lawn, and see them with new eyes. To understand that behind their smile, they might be carrying a heavy burden, just like you. The solution starts small. It starts with kindness. It starts with checking in on a friend. It starts with offering a helping hand to a neighbor without being asked. It starts with challenging our own judgments and assumptions. When we see someone struggling, instead of thinking, why can't they just get it together? We can ask, what invisible weight might they be carrying? This shift in perspective is powerful. It builds community. It fosters resilience. When we acknowledge that these struggles are real and widespread, we can stop blaming ourselves and start talking about real solutions. We can advocate for policies that support working families, that make mental and physical health care accessible and affordable, and that value a healthy work-life balance. We can create a culture where vulnerability is seen as a strength and where asking for help is normalized. The American dream shouldn't be an exclusive club for a lucky few. It should be the promise of a life with dignity, opportunity, and well-being for everyone. And that dream becomes more attainable when we stop pretending the struggles don't exist and start facing them together with compassion and a shared sense of purpose. We are all more alike than we are different, and the unseen threads of these common struggles connect us all. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today, for being open to this important conversation. If this resonated with you, please share your own thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Let's create a space for real, honest dialogue. And if you found this video valuable, please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel for more content that dives deep into the things that matter. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other.